All right, today we've got a number of guests with us because we're going to do an emo fantasy supergroup draft. Super excited about this. We've got Lindsay with us. We've got Jeremy from the Rumors Are True podcast, and we've got Zach from May. We figured if we're going to do an emo fantasy draft, you have to at least have one person who actually knows emo himself. And so we're like, all right, we gotta bring in Zach. And so we're gonna do a little fantasy draft. If you are somehow, if you're still like a reoccurring listener of this podcast, you probably have heard one of these kind of episodes where we either do a fantasy draft of either like a super group or we, pick a number of other kind of fantasy kind of categories. But today we're gonna specifically do a fantasy super group. So these are basically we're gonna pick our like personal, like, hey, this is like the best emo band that could ever be assembled ever. Like the emo Avengers, basically. And so we're gonna pick a vocalist, a guitarist, a bassist, and a drummer. We're gonna pick those four, kind of the main instruments of an emo band. We're gonna pick those four and see who can assemble the best emo group. And at the very end, we'll got a little surprise for you all. We'll figure out what you're gonna call our band names. So, Cullen, any rules that we want to talk about?
Well, we have gone over the rules pre-recording, but mainly what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running through our list of uh, the drafters, and it's going to be snake draft. We will start with singer, then we will go to drummer, then bassist, then guitarist. Now, it has to be an emo band, and we will judge it by isthisbandemo.com. So
The most credible source of
it is
emo
it
bands.
is the exhaustive source of emo bands. That is correct.
Also, by the way, what does it say May is?
That is a good
May is
question.
an emo band. Great. It says also May is emo. Or it says May is also indie. That's what it
Oh,
says.
Makes
yeah?
sense. Yep, makes sense.
Can I real quick just say, I actually was lying when I said I knew everybody here, and I did not realize there was a member May here. Like, this is really exciting for me.
Lindsay, I'm pretty sure I told you
You
that.
did not. You told me nothing. I asked.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Mason's
asked
known
what
for
kind
not
of-
telling anybody anything.
All right. Well, Zach from May is right here with us right now.
Happy to be here.
Man,
Lindsay, are you
Oh my God.
fangirling right now? Is that what
am.
you're doing?
Oh, you're right. I didn't say. I thought I told you. Sorry about that, Lindsay.
literally all you
Well, Zach
said.
from May is here.
Well done, Mason.
All you said was we're going to be talking about emo music, and I asked what kind of emo music, and you said all emo music, which is insane.
Awesome.
Well,
Okay,
clearly we have wide categories because we have indie band May with us.
Indie emo band. I think Tom Mullen is the one behind the Is This Band Emo website.
He is.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, he
makes
is.
sense.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the guy, the washed up emo
Yeah.
guy?
Mhm.
Yep.
He's great.
Okay.
One
Aren't they all?
time. Yes, true.
I'm just joking.
We, Ellen and I, my wife and I went to see Jimmy Eat World, and Tom Mullen was there, and he was sitting a few rows in front of us, and I said hi to him. And while we were talking, this other fan, this girl, said, "Are you Tom? Tom from the internet?" That's all. That was like funny as no, just like the general internet is. It's just Tom from the internet.
The World Wide Web.
Funny.
I love that. So one of the things, obviously, Colin, you're kind of mentioning, like, all right, is this band emo? So obviously, we're gonna use is this band emo as like the legitimate source, but that could be a like part of this conversation. Is we could pick somebody, and maybe somebody else is like, is that band really even emo? Like, and that could be part of our debate.
Yes.
And I think that is what makes this kind of episode exciting and fun. Is we get a debate about not only is this a good pick, but also is this pick even like does it fit the category? So I love that part of it. The other thing that I'll mention too is in terms of our picks, if you're like picking a vocalist, like that person should primarily be a vocalist in their band, right? So obviously there are some members of these bands that may be like they might play guitar and sing or something along those lines. but it means, if we pick them, we have to like pick them within like, all right, if we're picking them as a vocalist, it means they're probably the primary vocalist of their band. So I think that's at least worth noting too. So anyway, before we jump into the actual draft, because Cullen's got the order here, I'll just say to kind of give a little preface of emo. I think this might be one of the best genres, if not the best genre of music, because of how diverse it can be. I mean, you get
Yeah.
bands that are super, super heavy that are considered emo. Like if you literally go on the emo Wikipedia page, they're listing bands like Touche Amore, which to me is like basically a hardcore band almost. And you get something like American Football, which is essentially like an indie band, or obviously could even include May in there, where it's like this kind of like indie pop band. The amount of like diversity of just sound that you get in emo, and also I should mention too, like there's a whole group of artists coming up in emo that are basically hip hop artists too.
Yeah.
And so you also get like this like hip hop influence in emo that I think is really cool too. So just like the wide diversity of sounds that you get in emo is pretty astonishing. And I just don't know if there's like at least if you don't think emo is the best genre of music that music has to offer, at least you have to say that emo is probably one of the most diverse sounding genres of music that music has to offer.
So,
I don't know what you all think about that.
so you want to first preface this by saying emo is a very diverse, wide spanning genre that goes from hip hop to a band like Touche Amore. A second ago, you said we're going to be using Is This Emo website to confine and police what we mean by genre. So this
Yes.
will be very interesting.
Ooh.
See,
This is gonna be just
I'm going to trust Tom Mullins. I'm going to trust Tom Mullins that
Well-
he's going to he's going to assume that both May and Touche Amore are emo bands.
According to Tom, Touche Amore is not emo.
it's not an emo. band.
Really?
Interesting.
All right, well, Tom, you're defying Wikipedia because Wikipedia has Touche Amore listed as one of the more influential emo
I
bands.
mean, they also
I
have
just-
Underoath on there. So
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't.
think that real emo only consists of the DC emotional hardcore scene and the
There
late
it
'90s
is.
screamo scene.
there it is. There it is. I was gonna say, if you don't like emo, at the very least, you have to love the gatekeepy fan bases, right?
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
actually we need. Well, I think we need more gatekeepers. And I saw the Rolling Stone. I was looking at emo list just to kind of jog my memory, and there are a lot of bands that I would disqualify to be an emo band. So this will be a fun conversation, and I'm excited to
Yeah.
argue with everyone intensely.
Absolutely.
That's what we're here for. All right, well, without a further ado, let's get going. What's the order going to be called?
All right. I had a random wheel with names on it. I pulled them. We got Lindsay first. I'm
Okay.
second. Jeremy is third. Zach is fourth, and Mason is fifth. So Mason will go twice. He will pick singer last, but he will pick drummer first.
First.
So,
All right,
Lindsay,
that sounds great.
you are on the clock. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. So what am I like? Which member? I'm so sorry.
Singer or vocalist.
Singer. Okay, I'm going with Julie Steiner from Rat Boys.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that band.
And
You
why?
have to.
Yeah.
You have to. They're so good.
I
Thank
believe
for
you.
saying that, Jeremy. I've
You
never listened.
can-
I've never heard of Rap Boys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, their last single or their last record, The Window, was amazing. They put it out in 2023, and I think Chris Walla produced it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Very cool.
it's just a gorgeous album. Her voice is like this perfect mixture of like, it just kind of like ranges all over. It's like a little frail, but it's also very powerful, and like it just works so perfectly for what they're trying to achieve. So
That's awesome.
Black Earth, Wisconsin is like this is dark, but I've said that I want that song played in my coffin so I can just like never, ever, ever be apart from it. Like it's that good. So yeah, Julie Steiner.
I'll be honest, Lindsay.
Mhm.
I've never heard of Rat Boys in my life. Never even heard the band name. Looks like they're playing in Minneapolis. What? Wait, never mind. That's Indianapolis.
You
Not the
should
same
still
city.
go.
I mean, hopefully they are coming to
Mhm.
where I live very soon. But yeah, I just have never heard of them. But I did put them into Is This Band Emo? And they are an emo band according to
Interesting.
This Band Is Emo. So I'll just go with you on the fact that she probably is a great singer and
Mhm.
clearly an emo singer. So I can't say she's great or not great
She
because I
is.
just have literally never heard them in my
I knew
life.
that she existed till 2 minutes ago.
Well, I asked,
that-
what kind of emo are we talking about? And Mason said all emo, so I took that to heart.
Fair
Very
enough.
good. Very good.
You did.
If
You
we
did.
I'm
have
looking
any
at
argument
their,
against you, it's that none of us have heard it. And so
Yeah, I mean, that's on
therefore,
us.
can it be on
Get
a,
on my
in a super
level.
group, you know?
That's on us. I'm on their Wikipedia page, and Stephen Hayden, who's one of I like him as a writer, and he named the record one of the best of the year.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Very-
fantastic.
Here's what I will say. You know, maybe the best argument about this pick, Lindsay, is the fact that in my life, I have always wanted my mom to be able to say a band name that I don't even know the band. And that's never happened in my life. My mom is 60 years old. She's never named a band ever that I've never heard of in my life.
Mm.
But you, Lindsay, as a mom, constantly mention band names where I'm like, I've never heard of this band in my life. So, like, at the very least, like, you get the coolest mom award, uh, just because you know so many bands that like children of moms don't know.
Children
Thank
of
you.
moms.
But to be fair, my children know the Rat
You're
Boys.
representing children. You're like you're the mom of every child everywhere that has never heard that band, and you get to represent them all. And I'm just saying, like you get the cool mom award because of that.
Thank you so much. My kids know Rat Boys so well. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now.
But I bet they found out about Rat
Yeah.
Boys because of you.
Yeah, because I never stopped playing them.
Aw.
What I would have died to like actually like my mom introduced me to good music. I mean, I'm still waiting for that moment, and that probably will never happen. She'll just go to her grave without moment. Great pick, Lindsay.
Yes.
Thank
I
you.
just have never
Yeah,
heard the
good
band.
pick.
I
Thanks.
agree.
Solid.
All right. I am next.
Lindsay, you're gonna hate this pick. You're gonna hate it.
Oh, I do. I hate it so much.
And it wasn't until I saw them for the first
Oh,
time live that really
do. I
confirmed
hate
this
it
to
so
me, by the
much.
way.
Yeah. And that new album just really takes it to another level. The new album is, I think it's pretty easily number one on my list this year.
Well, I'm not going to fight you
Oh,
because you didn't pick
I
who I
do.
wanted.
I hate it
so,
so much.
you know, I'm sure it's a fantastic
who
record.
is it?
Yeah. Wait. Who's this?
Who is
Who
it?
is the singer? What's the singer's name?
Connor Murphy.
Connor Murphy. Okay.
Yeah.
From Fox.
From what band?
Foxing.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of them.
There you go.
I've heard of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. They're
He
wild.
with
You're what a great pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't argue anything about that. Obviously, I literally texted you saying this might be the best vocalist I've ever heard live. After I saw them play in Minneapolis, was that like 1 or 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is the new record the one I need to check out? Because I definitely.
Yes. The new record.
Yes.
Is it the one that you need to check
It's
out?
the new gold standard. Yes.
All right.
I will say, like, they are a band where, like, if you listen to the first stuff and listen even to their, like, most, like, not this recent record, but the album before, it's basically like an electronic indie pop album.
Yeah.
yeah, it's festival
And
rock.
the fact that they went to this, like, post-rock style, it's just it, like, throws you for a loop where you're like, "Wait, this is the same band?"
That's awesome.
And I think it just, like, is a testament to how great of musicians they all are, but specifically Connor and his vocal range to be able to, like, sing like an indie pop artist, like something like David Bowie type of singing, to then go into basically the most, like, guttural kind of post-rock kind of screams you've
Almost
ever
like
heard.
Cody.
It's
almost like
pretty impressive.
almost like Cody Burnett type screaming.
Nice. I love him.
yeah.
He's a sweetie.
Whenever I saw
It's really impressive.
whenever I saw his side band Smidley, they did a cover of California by Phantom Planet, the OC
Nice.
theme
Great
song.
song.
And yeah, it really is. And I just every time I watch the OC, which I do a lot, unfortunately, I just kind of wish that was Connor Murphy singing it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I
That's
love
awesome.
All right.
Yeah, Connor Murphy, one of a kind. They are a band where obviously they do well for themselves. They're fine, but I think just based on his talent performance as a vocalist, he should be way bigger.
Mm.
Yeah.
Especially knowing now that he can scream the way he can scream.
Yeah.
It's just like, how is this guy
Yeah.
not one of the most in one of the biggest bands in the world just because of his vocal talent alone?
Yeah. I agree.
Fair enough.
Next up,
So great pick. I just feel bad that I can't pick him, but it's a great pick, Cullen. Can't argue against it.
Good.
Fuck you.
You're welcome. Next up is Jeremy.
I am going back to the 90s because I'm 46 years old, and I'm going, and Zach, don't
guy.
hate me,
My guy.
Jeremy Enoch from Sunny Day Real
Ah.
Estate. Yeah, you know it was going to happen.
I mean,
Guys,
it's gonna
come
go
on.
for dang
For
it, it's gonna go
vocalist?
first round.
Are you sure you're doing this
Honestly-
for vocalist?
Yes, vocals,
Yeah.
because his vocals are everything in that band. I mean, the music's incredible. of
I
course,
I
but-
didn't even put Jeremy Enoch on my list because there's no way that I was
That you
gonna
were going to get
be
him?
able to pick that guy. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, that band, when I discovered them, blew my mind. They still blow my mind. And I saw them recently at Furnace Fest and then Gainesville recently, and they're on another level. Like, I mean, I've probably seen them 7
Wow.
times, and that guy's a monster.
No, that's
And-
an undeniable pick. I think that his voice is like an instrument in itself.
It
The
is.
way he uses it.
Yes. Yep.
And there can be no challenge to this pick. I don't think.
Thank you.
Not at all. It would have been one of my top picks. What I love about Jeremy Enoch is the fact that it doesn't matter if it's an emo song that he's singing in. It could be his own like solo acoustic
That's
stuff.
amazing.
If you hear Jeremy, like he could do opera,
Mm.
and if you hear his voice, you know it's him.
Yeah.
He's one of those voices where it's just so distinctive to him that and nobody else sounds quite like him.
Yeah.
So, unbelievable
I'll,
pick.
I'll also
Thank you.
add that I think one of the best moments of Me Without You's, I think it's their second record.
Was it brother, sister?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
Porcupine.
yeah,
Porcupine.
when he sings, when he comes in on that song, it's just like insanity to me.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like a
wild.
lot. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of the, and this is a side note, but I feel like a lot of the guest vocals he's ever done, like Poor Old Lou, like you mentioned, Me Without You, and other ones that he's been on, it's been like it's changed the song in a good way. Like he's just
Yeah.
got that it factor when it comes to vocals.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about his voice. He just has a voice that just is able to. It's just so unique. You just know it's him.
I'll fight back on it only on this case,
Oh,
just because
wow.
I have to be contrarian
Oh,
to some
okay.
extent, right? I think he's a better guitarist than he is a better vocalist.
Ooh,
What?
Yeah, I think so. When
Ooh,
I
I think
when
I think everybody
and I'll-
else in the world is going to
I'll tell
disagree
you
with you.
why. When I think of Sunny Day Real Estate, what I hear first in my head is the guitar hooks and the guitar structure.
Well, you're hearing it wrong because the first thing everybody else hears is Jeremy Enoch's voice.
Tell me that my experience is wrong again, Mason, and see what happens.
you've never lived his experience.
Well, I mean, I don't agree, but
That's all
I
right.
also don't agree that the guitar work in Sunday Real Estate is also amazing. But yeah, I think that that's a thing. Like that's also Dan Horner involved in that as well.
Definitely.
So, but also on that note, you go to anyone in that band. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Very good.
Unbelievable band. Jeremy Enoch, next level. Great pick, Jeremy.
And a side note, my middle name is Alan, and his middle name is Alan, and it's spelled the same way. Little
Really?
known fact.
Ooh.
One L with an A.
hey.
Two,
Yeah,
one L, two
ALAN.
A's.
One time I said that to him, and he's like, "I bet we're the only two Jeremy Allens," and I was like, "We must be."
Well, there's one that I guess he doesn't spell it the same way, but there's another Jeremy Allen that might be a little bit more popular now.
Who's
And no
that?
offense. Jeremy Allen White.
I have no clue who
Bear.
that is. From
The
who?
Bear.
Oh, have you
Oh,
not
the
seen
bear.
the-
Oh yeah.
The
I didn't even know that's his
bear.
name. I thought his name was
Yeah.
Bear.
No. Well, his name is Carmi in the show, but his nickname
Okay.
is the
Okay. I've watched the first season. Yeah.
I can't tell if he's good looking or bad looking.
He is.
Every scene that
Yes.
I see him, I'm
He's both?
like, is he good
All
looking
right.
or is he bad looking? Because sometimes I'm like, yes, and sometimes I'm like, no.
Let
I
me
don't know.
clarify. He's bisexual good looking. Where like
okay.
it's on a different realm. So like The girls who get it,
Is
get
that
it.
wait, are you saying the bisexual, like, continuum is, like, a much greater continuum than the straight continuum?
I'm just saying that, like, typically
Like,
bisexual,
it's less picky or what?
well, scrawny guys who look like they might be a little mean to you, like, are, like, maybe might judge your music a little bit or something. I feel like that's where, like, the guys that I
That's
particularly
hot?
a little bit. Not that I like
Okay.
conversationally, no, but, like,
Conversationally.
so, like, appearance-wise, yeah, yeah.
But that's not Jeremy Allen
Alright.
White, though, right? I mean, I think he's pretty built, in that.
Yeah.
Are you
He's
are you
got
kind
he's
of
got
using
some
that in
arms.
It's yeah, well, like,
that
yeah,
photo?
Fair. He's got the he's got the, like, tattoos that make him look like he's pretentious.
if they look like they wear Converse to the gym, I'm in.
Mm.
That's
Like
I
if
love this information.
like
I'm
high
so glad that this is getting on the internet.
high top Converse or low top?
That's a big difference.
low top or maybe Vans, black Vans. This
Mm.
is a very specific type. I'm
Fair
sorry.
I
enough.
love it. I love it. All right.
I know you're married, but your Tinder profile would be wild. And like,
Oh, yeah.
he knows
There's
specific.
there's a reason why I got married at the age of 21 and I've never looked back is because I don't know how I would approach the dating world. I don't think I'd be good at it.
It's like
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That is funny. All right, we got to
right,
we
Zach,
got to keep moving.
let's hear it.
Zach, it's your
Oh.
turn.
I'm going to go back to the 90s as well. I'm 43, and I don't know why that's relevant, but I guess I'm just saying that in solidarity. Jeremy in the 40s. And I'm going to pick Blake Schwarzenbach.
Woo!
Mm.
Good pick.
From
Wow.
Just to Brazil. I'm saying Just to Brazil. Jawbreaker and Jets are both listed as emo bands, but I'm going to pull specifically from the Blake from Just to Brazil era. I think his voice is proletarian. Like, it's just like, super
Common man,
gritty.
for
It's
sure.
not too, it's like the opposite of Jeremy Enix in that sense, but I've always kind of been just kind of drawn to that voice. And I like all of Just Brazil's records, from Orange Rhyming through Perfecting Loneliness. So that's my pick. And come on, let's
I'm
have
not
it.
going to fight you, Zach.
love-
That's a great pick.
I love that
All
you
right.
called it proletarian. That is so
Yeah.
like you.
That's
so
true. I mean,
like
it's just
you.
kind of like he's been working all day, yelling at
Yeah.
people,
Yeah. That has actually opened up like a whole new like subsection of vocalists in my mind now. Like now I'm putting like Dave Bazan in that same category
Mm.
and people like
Mm.
that.
Oh yeah.
And he plays all instruments.
If it's somebody I could sing with, that to me is like prototypical. Like that person punches in and out every single day. That's why I like Me Without You. I felt not only could I sing with Aaron Weiss, I feel like we would have been like coworkers.
Mm.
Yeah. I can totally see that. I don't think Aaron Weiss would be able to hold down like a regular, 40-hour week job though.
He's a philosophy professor, right? That's
Yeah,
a pretty
but I mean
demanding
like
job.
working with your hands kind of job,
I'll be honest, when I interviewed him for my tooth and nail paper for AAR, he was literally trying to both hold his phone and build an irrigation system in his family farm at the same time.
I
was
stand
surprised-
And
corrected.
he was like, "I just don't think I can do this at the same time." And I was like, "Well, I don't only have so much time, so you might just have to like give up an hour of your day." And so he actually was able to talk to me, but he was trying to do both initially.
That sounds perfect. That's like if someone were to say, give me multiple choice about what Aaron would be doing or trying to do in an interview,
Yeah.
that would be the one I would pick.
Exactly.
I mostly
see-
just can't believe he has a phone. Like that's what's really blowing my mind in this
I
story.
was at, and he's I'll be honest, I wish even more so than his phone.
Mhm.
He's a great emailer. Like he emails back within like 24 hours. I was shocked by that.
That's amazing. They say we
He's-
should heroes for sure.
I'm sure it has to be a learned trade after, he's probably grading papers and then getting them in like the next semester or whatever. And then he probably gets slapped on the hand enough to like, all right, you actually gotta email back students earlier than that. So, so, all right. It's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Also, Zach, by the way, great pick. yeah, I like my only argument against Jets Brazil is yeah, I mean, he sort of does have kind of like the voice that you would generally hear in that world. And also, as much as Jets to Brazil is a hugely influential emo band, I don't know if they're like quite huge enough for a lot of people to like know who they are. That's not to say that you shouldn't pick them, but it is to say like if other people were to like vote on us on our picks, like that might be like a little downside is like a lot of people are like who's Jets to Brazil even though they
Okay. You
should know.
can't. Okay, well, that's you just tag that on at the end before you take your pick. I have to defend myself. He's also the
Okay,
singer of.
defend yourself.
He's also the singer of Jawbreaker. Like
Yeah.
he's legacy by
Yeah.
his
Yeah, I
creation.
get that.
Yeah.
And so yes,
I
maybe
just
someone. Go ahead. Lindsay.
I was just saying I do think that you should be picking people that everybody knows. Just gonna go on that right here.
If you don't know Jawbreaker, I think you're messed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I think Mason's
that's
just
fair,
flat out
that's
wrong
fair.
here.
yeah,
Well,
I agree.
Well, okay, but hold on. So is this going to apply also to drummers, like in bass players? I mean, if someone says, "Oh, this bass player," no one's gonna. There's probably 70% chance someone's not gonna be able to name
Yeah, there's
bass
maybe
players from
like
emo
4
bands,
that you can
unless
probably
yeah.
name.
But vocalists that makes sense only to a point though, and
Th
also
they are that is an appropriate pick, and also, I'm just saying, like, I could see the argument being, "Who is that guy?"
Well, I could
mean,
see the
sure.
argument being Google it.
Yeah. If
Fair enough.
if you're getting into
Both you,
emo
Mason.
music, if you're getting into emo music, you're gonna have some obscure artists, and like
Yeah.
again, this is not an obscure artist. You're
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, good point because I haven't heard of Rat Boys. This is the first time I've
See?
heard of this band.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
is a crime, by the way. I'm so mad about this, but it's okay.
and it's on me. I mean, that's on me. I
It
haven't.
should
I
be.
haven't.
It
Yeah.
is on you.
Uh-huh.
Take it. Alright, my turn?
Yep.
Wrong.
Alright, well, I do think I do think Jeremy Enoch would have been probably my top
My
pick.
bad.
And since I do get the last pick of the singers, I'm going to mention maybe a couple that I would have
No,
picked,
you don't
or
get to
maybe
do
I
that.
can
We do that at the end.
Alright, well, I'll
Can
do
I
that at the
guess
end.
for
Alright,
you before you go? Before you guess?
let's hear it. You're probably gonna be wrong, but let's hear it.
I'm gonna say this. If you don't pick this, you're wrong. How about Chris Krishy from Appleseed Cast?
Ooh.
Okay, so I was thinking about him,
Oh man, I was close.
but
I was sniffing around the right
okay,
bush.
I was thinking about him. He is in my list. But I am also trying not only am I trying to, like, get people or, like, trying to pick people where, like, you know them, they're good, all of those sort well, I'm trying to assemble a band here, right? Like, I'm trying to assemble, like, I'm not
you're
trying
going
to
for a sound is what you're saying.
I'm not trying to pick, like, the American football guitarist and then, like, trying to get Spencer Chamberlain or whatever, like, that's not gonna work.
Why not?
I'm trying to actually form a legit band here. So I'm trying to figure out, like, who is gonna be, like, a good, like, range of a person that can just, like, kinda do a little bit of everything. So my pick is Mike and I did look this up on Is It Emo? So it is a emo band. I'm gonna pick Dustin Kensrue from Thrice.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
a good pick.
That's a good pick for sure.
Mhm.
And again, I think Dustin is going to make more sense as I go through some of my other picks here, but I think Dustin, just from a vocalist standpoint, obviously he can do some of those screams really well, both like the higher screams, the more guttural stuff, but then he's just got this like gravelly voice that just sings so well.
Yeah.
And can do a lot of emo kind of sounding music really well. So I mean, is he the best emo vocalist ever? I don't know. Maybe there's some other folks, but I think just like with what the kind of band I'm going to try to assemble here, he fits really well. So,
Yeah.
and people obviously know who Thrice is, and according to Tom, Thrice is an emo
They are
band.
an emo
So
band, that's
we'll
correct.
go with it.
I think he's a fantastic vocalist. I mean, I'm again, I'm old, so I just got to see Thrice and kind of when they were rising, which was cool when I was booking shows. So definitely got to witness them, and I can honestly say from my perspective, I just thought he was a phenomenal songwriter. His vocals are insane. I totally agree with this pick, man. I think it's a fantastic pick, man. This guy's just he's a mover and a shaker for real.
I will say what I love about all of our picks, even though I don't know Lindsay's band very well, but I would imagine this is the case. all of our lead singers, and this is pretty uncommon for like the emo world, all of our singers don't seem to have like the lead singer syndrome,
Well, that's just
which is
that,
pretty
I
impressive.
mean, that's how it is in the emo world, though. I think.
Yeah.
No, I think there's probably like you can't. You're telling me that My Chemical Romance, that
Not an
dude
emo
doesn't
band.
have lead singer syndrome?
That's not an emo band.
I like that point, Colin. I like that challenge right there. And
Yeah.
this is something,
What?
Yeah.
I don't think I would not categorize My Chem as an emo band.
Yeah.
Like, no,
And
no,
Shots
no.
fired.
All right,
I
let's check it.
literally- Hold on.
What does Tom say? What does Tom say?
I literally have a book on the history of emo music, and he's on the
My
cover
Chemical
of it.
Romance is not an emo band. Unlike high school, emo
What?
has history longer than 4 years.
Damn.
They are the pioneers. I'm not even like a diehard My Chem fan, but like they were like the pioneers of the 2000 movement.
Mm.
Okay, you're telling me that Mike Kinsella or Mike
Kinsella.
Kinsella or whatever his name is from American football, you're telling me he doesn't have lead singer syndrome?
I don't know my consent.
I mean, I wasn't
never met
making
him.
a blanket statement as in like everyone doesn't have it, but I'm saying
I'm
in
just
general,
saying that
most do not.
if there's a genre that has like clear lead singer syndromes, it is
All right.
emo.
I'm gonna be a
I don't think,
weirdo.
like-
What the hell is lead singer syndrome? I'm sorry. I
All right.
don't know.
Lead singer syndrome is when a lead singer walks into the room and he believes or she believes that they are the most important person in the
Okay.
room.
All right. I can.
They
I
don't
get what
have
you're
to help with
I get
load
it.
in. They don't have to help with load out. They drink their water. They stay quiet in the corner, and they
Okay.
bitch and moan about all the sound and all that.
I
stuff.
know one of those, and I worked with one of those many years ago.
Drop names.
Well,
I will not. I will not. drop
there.
my-
No, I
Well,
know.
there is one
say it off
that
the
I would
record.
have
I'll say
had,
it off
and
the
I'll
record.
mention him in honorable mentions. But there's one that I know I've heard stories. He is for sure lead singer. Like he might be like the definition of lead singer syndrome.
All right.
It's
well,
not.
Go ahead. Good.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like the one that I would shock me if he did, and I know that like you can't really put a perception on people, but like Jim Atkins from
Oh, Jimmy.
from
World.
Jimmy World. There, like every interview you read from this guy, it's like I think he might be the best guy in the world.
He's a
I
good-
don't,
yeah,
I've
he's a
never
great
met
dude.
him,
Yeah,
He's a good dude.
I 100% agree.
and he's like the lead singer of emo music, like altogether. Like,
Yeah, he is
Sorry.
he's the trifecta.
yeah. Go ahead, you can.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off.
All right. Any other arguments against Dustin Kensrue?
No.
No one's gonna say a bad word about Dustin.
I've got so many bad words.
He might be the nicest guy ever.
Could be.
Yeah,
Way nicer than me, I can assure you that.
that is true.
So.
All right, Mason.
All right,
back
to
you. We got drummers.
all right, we're getting. I'm really grateful that I got my top lead singer, and I'm about to get to my top drummer. All right, well, so my drummer might be the most creative sounding drummer for at least the last 25 years.
Wow. Okay. That's
Like
that's
I would
saying a
I would
lot.
legitimately say, especially with specifically within alternative music, for sure most creative drummer. Arguably maybe one of the most creative drummers of the last 25 years, regardless of genre. But and I'm gonna pick him obviously because he's a drummer, but he can sing if he needs to, if I need him in my band.
Drum roll, please.
Drummel,
Brrr.
Aaron Gillespie.
Whoa,
I
that's
mean,
good.
how can I not pick Aaron Gillespie?
I don't
He's-
like it.
It's
What
He-
version of Aaron Gillespie are we talking about?
Are you talking the almost?
I mean, well, just think of like
Under Oath is not an emo
Chasing
band.
Safety
Under
Under Oath is
to-
not an emo
Cha- cha-
band. Under
Yeah.
Oath is not an emo band.
All right, let's see what Tom says. Under Oath.
They are
Zach,
an emo
I love
band.
your conviction.
Oh, it says not an emo band, but if you go on Wikipedia, Under Oath is cited
And-
a million times under emo.
And neither
wanna
is
meet
the
this guy.
almost. The almost also is not an emo band.
Okay, well,
They're almost.
all right, let's
So
see. Let's see.
Mason-
Okay,
Mason,
I'm on the.
pause. The rules were that if you picked a band that was not an emo band, you have to wait till the end now.
Okay, well, the rules are
No,
I'm going to make them up as I
no,
go.
you can't. We already talked about
Under
this
Oath,
at the beginning.
Under Oath is listed.
No,
Let's see.
we
here.
talked.
on the emo page of Wikipedia.
Mason,
S-
what did we say?
I'm just saying.
Pause. What do
I'm just
No.
saying.
What did we say the rules were?
I'm just saying, Screamo, Hawthorne Heights, Story of the Year, Under Oath, and Alexis on Fire, 4 bands frequently featured on MTV, have popularized Screamo. Let's see here. There's 3 other times that they are cited in Wikipedia.
Pause.
To me, emo band.
Jeremy,
Also, are we saying that the Almost isn't emo?
they're not. Jeremy, Zach, and Lindsay.
Literally, the
Let's-
top
let's
genre
take a
on
vote. Let's
the
take a vote.
Almost is emo on
Let's take a
Wikipedia.
vote because Mason's arguing a point that we already talked about wasn't going to fly, right? So let's take a vote. Should we allow Mason to have Aaron Gillespie, or should we say no, and we'll have him pick at the end of all of us?
Look, I'm just saying that Under Oath is not an emo band.
Correct.
I would agree with that.
That's my contention.
I would
And
agree with
I think that moving the goalpost from is this band emo to Wikipedia is a big move because Wikipedia has some batshit bands included.
Yeah, they also
I-
included Attack.
Like what? The May? Like May?
Hey, man, sure. I don't care. That's I don't stake my
brutal.
I'm
my
just gonna go on the
ego on
record and
that.
say, I think they're emo. I think they're heavily emo, and I think that they're probably what I mean. Like, I came of age at like the 2004 to like 2009 emo. Like that was
Sure.
a huge band in that scene.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're emo, and I also think that you can't be on like a Tooth and Nail podcast and be like, "Oh, they're not an emo." I'm just gonna say that right now.
We
I
are
don't
not
think they're-
affiliated
I
with
don't
Tooth
think
and
they're-
Nail.
I don't think they're an emo band. I think Aaron Gillespie is a really fine person. So for whatever that works, I
All right, 3 out of 2. All right,
No,
great.
no, I don't remember Jeremy or Lindsay voting. So Lindsay, are
I-
you in or out?
Lindsay just said they were emo.
I did say that. I'm not voting for Mason to be right. That's not what I'm voting for, but I am gonna vote that this website's wrong.
No,
Like,
the vote is on whether Under Oath is emo, and you're saying Under Oath is emo. I'm saying
saying
Under
it.
Oath is emo.
Okay.
Jeremy is saying he likes Aaron Gillespie. That counts as emo. So
All right, let's pause. Okay, so Lindsay, you're saying you're going to pass Mason. You're going to say he can move on and use Aaron Gillespie.
I'll
Okay.
pass.
You're passing him on. You're saying he can. Okay. Jeremy, how about you?
damn. I hate pressure. You know what? Because you've been so kind to me, Mason. I'm gonna have to say no. He's gonna.
Nice. Thank
No,
you.
I
Thank you,
actually
thank you.
listen.
come
I don't
on.
think I want to make this very clear. I do not think Under Oath is an emo band, but I was not going to pick Aaron Gillespie, so it doesn't hurt me at all if you pick Aaron Gillespie. Let's just say that.
Okay, so you're saying no, we're not passing him, right?
No, we'll go ahead and pass him just for the sake of this, because honestly, I'm not.
all right, 3 out of
And-
2. Democracy wins.
there's
Once
no
again,
three. You don't get a
hopefully
vote.
democracy
You don't get a
wins
vote.
in a week from
You
now.
don't get a vote.
You don't get.
Zach, go ahead.
Oh, my vote is no. Under Oath's not an emo band.
And I'm
If
I'm
we
also
include Under Oath as an emo band, then like I don't know, it becomes this kind of like free for all.
If Under Oath is not an emo
I
band,
know, I know
they're
how
a
we can-
hardcore-
I know
then-
how
they're
we
a
can break this. I know
they're a
how we can
hardcore
break
band.
this. My wife does know who Under Oath is. She doesn't know about most of other bands. I will ask her, and that will be the deciding factor because I'm obviously a no. Okay.
I mean, it's your podcast. I'm here.
One
He's
second.
like, I'm just spitting the
it's
truth.
one half of
I'm
his
just spitting
podcast.
the truth. That's it.
If
Well-
Under Oath isn't emo, then why was my boyfriend through my emo phase going under the handle of Boy Brushed Red? I'm just asking that.
She said they're
I'm-
emo.
Oh, get fucked, Cullen.
Yep. All right, I'll
Ugh.
take it.
There
I'll
you go,
take it.
Daniel. Stuck up for you on a podcast.
That's funny.
Love that. All right. Well, Aaron Gillespie, that's my pick. I don't know how you argue against it now, since clearly he's emo.
I think we've quite clearly argued against it just fine.
I just like, even if you don't think Under Oath is an emo band, like just think of Aaron Gillespie himself. Like if you think back in 2006 at the height of emo and you don't think Aaron Gillespie and you don't associate that with emo, just him as a personality, like I don't know what you're thinking
just-
in 2006.
I just think of redneck.
No, how
What?
else are we gonna sell to write love on our
Well,
arms
how
shirts
does
without
redneck
Aaron
have
Gillespie?
hair that's going across one eye?
I'm just being contrarian.
Look, if we're going on vibes, then let me know.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
think-
think
I feel like that's most of emo, though, right?
Yeah.
I think
we know
I think
all
we
over
should.
the place here. Let's just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like this is going to be a situational, draft where every person is going to have to go up against the high court
Here's
here, which
here's
is
my
fine.
argument about and this is where I think Tom is wrong about Under Oath not being emo band. Here's where Under Oath, I think, excel, and part of the reason why Under Oath got so big was the fact that they could combine both like hardcore breakdowns, but their hardcore breakdowns weren't like chugga 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 like riffs. It was literally an emo riff that somehow like Aaron Gillespie and that whole crew were able to figure out like how can we make this sound into a big heavy breakdown, but it's literally an emo sounding riff. It sounds like something from Thursday.
Yeah.
And that would be my argument. Like they are literally making emo sounds. They just happen to be heavier than every other emo band.
That's
Hey,
fine.
It's like imagine imagine an emo band having like a hardcore type of like beat down of a breakdown.
yeah.
That's Under Oath. That's chasing safety. That's define the great line.
I think we came into this whole thing with the stipulation that we're going to go off of is this band emo.com, and you quite clearly went against those rules.
Well, Tom doesn't know what he's talking about. Clearly,
It's funny because at the beginning you said he definitely does, and now you're saying he definitely doesn't. So look at you, Mitt Romney, Mr. Flip Flopper.
sound like Kamala Harris flip flopping
All right.
like Trump on abortion.
brutal.
Personal to public life, huh? All right, I love it.
All right. So that's my drummer pick. All right, that's been way too long of an argument. I'm gonna have to edit that thing.
No, leave
so
all
much.
that.
All
in.
right.
That was great. That was great. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you going upstairs to talk to
Sounds
your
good.
wife.
Well, I only took like what?
All right, I think
second.
is Zach
Zach
next?
is
Yeah, I
next.
think so.
Okay. I have 2 picks ready because I might get challenged on the first one. So I'm just going to go with it. I am going to select Mike Marsh, who is the drummer who was the drummer on Dad for Confessionals, The Places We've Come to Fear the Most. And that's my first pick. And let me know if this is going to be challenged. I know we talked about knowability a few minutes ago. I'm not sure many people are going to be able to know who Mike Marsh is by name, but I think his drumming, as a drummer in
Phenomenal.
general, but as a drummer in particular on Places We Come to Fear the Most, killer record, killer drummer. So that's my pick for a
I
drummer.
find that impossible to argue against.
He's great. He plays
Yeah.
for the Avett Brothers now, I think. if I
Mhm.
remember
Does he
correctly. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Like on their
Yeah.
records or just touring guys?
They're live, I think. I mean, he
Yeah,
might do.
He might do records, but
Yeah,
I know it's live for
definitely a
sure.
live drummer.
Oh, I got to check that out.
yeah,
I
he's a
haven't listened to
monster.
Avett Brothers for
I
a while.
I have not. I will not fight that. I think he's a staple in terms of just that. At that time, he was just a phenomenal drummer.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's weird. And you put on a Dashboard record. It's like you can't get any bigger than that.
Yeah,
very
it's just
true.
one of those things where that record, in terms of the image genres, is firmly in that legacy and that tradition.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my pick. And
That's
yeah,
Perfect pick. No arguments from me. Lindsay, do you have any arguments or anything to add to that?
I do not.
All right.
Well, Jeremy, you are next, good sir.
I'm gonna pick, and I don't know if I'm not a drummer at all, but I think this particular drummer has been on a lot of great records that I love, and he is to me just and I know people take the word solid as not a good thing, but he is a solid drummer to me, and I just think for me, he's just one of those that I've always loved and been a fan of. Zach from Jimmy Eat World, was it Lynn?
Yeah.
Lynn,
man,
that was
I
my
think
second
he-
guess. That was my
Oh, I'm
reserve pick.
sorry, dude. Like he is so good, and like
Yeah.
he's been consistent over the years, and I just think, like, I mean, he's just one of those. I mean, I like I said, I'm not a drummer, so I don't know what it takes, but he's just like one of those dudes. I think just brings it every time.
Yeah. He
Um,
he's been great in that he's never had to reinvent the wheel, but yet he is so many people's inspiration to pick up
Oh yeah,
drumsticks and start beating on some skins. Uh, one of the best groove guys I think that there is. Zach, what were you gonna say?
No, I think that the great thing about his drumming is that his fills they're like hooks. They're hooks in the song.
Yeah.
Like he's not someone that kind of does his approach to fills makes you remember the fills. If you think about the things he does, like Lucky Didn't Ferment, he does the same fill at the same locations, but they become this kind of hooky thing in your head.
Yeah.
And I think that is a really unique characteristic of his drumming. So I'm totally in on Zach Lind.
Yeah. I
Thank
get
you.
kind of almost like a Ringo Starr of the emo world kind of vibe.
Mhm.
You know?
he's yeah, he's
Very,
he's
very, very
probably-
creative, but not reinventing the wheel. Just really, really great in every way. Very musical. In
Yeah.
approach to
Yeah,
to the
definitely.
drums.
He's they say, he's just one of those, like, if you have a bad drummer, you probably have a bad band. He's just that solid guy. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I feel like any band he would play in, I think would be amazing.
He's insanely humble too. I've heard some interviews with him where he's like, when I started and still to this day, I didn't and I don't know how to play drums. That's literally what he says. Like, I mean, he's like, I think he said he's a guitarist first,
That's
Um,
incredible.
or like he thinks about drums like guitar, which is a foreign thought to me. I don't quite understand that, but very interesting man altogether, I think. Lindsay, anything to say, or Mason?
Best thing about Zach is he likes theology, which is cool.
He
Oh,
does.
sweet, I didn't know that.
He's really into he listens to homebrewed Christianity. He's a regular listener of homebrewed Christianity, so
Um,
that's kind of cool.
Nice. Well, you should talk to Tripp and have him
I've
contact us and
tried
remind you.
to multiple times and it just hasn't worked out, but
Well,
I've
We'll
tried.
make it happen.
I think I've emailed him once or twice. I've
Oh, I
tried.
do remember us doing that now that I think about it.
Yeah. So Tripp's son has literally his like guitar or his drum teacher is Zach.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Dang.
Like
Yeah.
literally takes drum lessons from Zach,
remember you
but
saying that.
just hasn't worked out. But yeah, Zach seems to be a really great guy.
Jeremy, great pick. I got no
Thank you.
arguments. That's my holy grail band right there.
Amazing
All right,
band.
I am next. I think this is the hardest category in emo music because
Really?
there's so many good drummers, in my opinion.
Mhm.
So many like brilliantly nuanced drummers, in my opinion. I'm always flabbergasted when I think about the emo world and the drummers that are involved. So I'm going to pick someone that I think is a little out of left field, someone that I think people would not generally think of picking, and I adore this band. I'm going to pick Mark Trombino
Mm.
from Drive Like Jehu.
Ooh, that's a good pick. Man. That's a good
Wow.
pick.
Very
I
interesting.
I think Drive Like Jehu is insanely underrated. I think that they were inspirational to so many people, so many different genres, so many different bands, and I think that Mark Trombino is a great example of a guy who brings it, like Jeremy said just a moment ago. But like, it feels like he's at 100% all the time, maybe 110%. And again, he's not reinventing the wheel, but man, his fills are just chaotic and wild, but then immediately back into the groove, and he sits right back in there. I love it. I love it. And of course, I think we have to talk about his production career, which is
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's basically the man behind the scenes in the emo world, as well as a couple other different worlds. But I mean, he's a legend in the music production world. So there's also that. So maybe he can produce this Supergroup's record at the same time.
Oh,
He's
that's a deep cut.
it is a deep cut. I like that pick. I love Mark Trombino, doing Clarity and Static Prevails from Jimmy Eat World. Those are
Yeah.
classics in my mind.
And Bleed American.
Yeah, Bleed
And
America. Yeah, that's
Futures.
right. It's funny you say that. And then I think he actually did Futures, and then they redid it with Gil Norton, which is
Yeah.
crazy to think. But yeah, man, he's phenomenal producer and drummer, and Drive Like Jehu is a great band.
Yeah.
I'm you got no qualms with me.
Yep, totally.
Cool.
It's a great pick.
Awesome. Lindsay, back to you.
Guitarist,
No, drummer.
drummer.
I'm gonna be so honest. I am like really bad at picking apart individual pieces of music. So like, if my picks suck, I'm so sorry. But also, I'm not. I'm here to just fight. So I'm gonna go with Ricky from Me Without You.
Very
Oh,
good pick.
He's a
I
great
like
drummer.
it.
Nice.
I like
He is
it.
going to be on my
What
list
did-
as well.
let's see what the sort of semi-questionable
They're
Tom says about
100%
Me
There's
Without
no
You.
way they're not. There's
They're
no way
100%
they're not.
in.
Oh, it does say Me Without You is an emo. If Me Without You is an emo band, Under Oath is 100% an emo band.
Why?
Mason, we're not going to go back. I don't agree. Well, we can't go back there.
We cannot go back there.
Okay, great. Great pick, Lindsay. Ricky's awesome.
Yeah,
Ricky's
I think
amazing.
all of my friends that I know that play drums, they all say, I saw Me Without You once, and I watched the drummer the entire time, and I was blown away.
He's
it-
unbelievable.
It made them want to play drums.
You know, I love how high he sits on his stool too. He's like
Yeah.
so high. And he's,
Yeah.
You know, it's powerful drummer.
Well, he also has a
Um,
super low kit. Like he keeps his kit very flat and very low, almost like an old school jazz trap drummer. And what I also like is that he's very theatrical behind the kit. Like he doesn't like they have obviously like Me Without You has like a lot of like breaks and stuff like that where there's some like musical textures going on where there's no drumming involved, and he like it's almost like he's in like this like sweet spiritual trance of some sort. I love it.
Lindsay, what do you love about Ricky?
I think that he's like very like he moves effortlessly across sounds and stuff. Like I'm so bad at like picking apart different musical aspects, and if I would have known what this podcast would have been, I would have like actually researched this a little bit more. But I wasn't given that luxury. But I know that they've been like a hugely influential, like their drumming has been hugely influential for a lot of different musicians and such. But
He's
yeah,
great.
he
He's
really
fantastic.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like
yeah, go ahead, Lindsay.
like I just think about like the intro of so many of their songs where it's like just a very defining sound for them too.
Well, yeah, that was kind of like what I was about to say is, in the same way, Jeremy Innick kind of has this like very just distinct sounding voice. I think I've even told you this, Cullen. Especially out of the Tooth and Nail catalog, Ricky's drumming is so distinct. I think I would put like Aaron Gillespie up there of just he just sounds different than other drummers. But I would put Ricky up there as just his drums sound different than other drummers. And so when you hear Ricky drum, you just know that that's Ricky from Me Without You, because he just drums so differently than everybody else.
Yeah.
So he just has a very distinct sound in that way, and that's one of the things I've always appreciated about Ricky. And maybe the rest of Me Without You is kind of that way where, Aaron's got a distinct sounding voice. Their guitarists kind of play in this very free ranging kind of way that is very distinct sound. And that's part of the reason why people love Me Without You is everybody's kind of in this free ranging, distinct sound. And they mesh it well together. But Ricky, especially, he just is able to control that group in a way where he sounds unique, but is able to like keep everybody together. I think Ricky's great in that way. And that's a hell of a pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
So-
All right. Well, Lindsay, it's back to you right away for bassist.
Awesome. Bassist. Oh my God. This is another one that I'm going to do really bad at, which is why I'm currently on the Wikipedia page. And
Under Oath is not a emo band.
I'm not going under oath. I'm going. This is what's really. My husband would kill me because he's like a bass player and he's really good at noticing bass lines. I am not necessarily, but I'm going to just go with Matt from Joyce Manor. I don't know. Like,
Whoa. Okay.
yeah, I
All right.
feel like that's a very distinctive part of their sound. It's just like kind of that punky sort of bass. So that's going to be mine.
I do know who that is.
Yeah.
I do know who Joyce Manor is.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
like that.
Yeah, I'm not
No
opposed
qualms
to that.
here.
No objections. I am going to see what Tom
That's a
thinks
hell
about
of a-
Joyce Manor.
Are you Googling? Are you like
I-
putting this
I
into
guarantee you it's a yes. Joyce
Yeah.
Manor
Yeah.
is.
Yes.
I know Tom half as well as I think I do.
the
They'll say Joyce Man. There's an emo band.
yeah.
Very good. Yeah, just solid all around.
Mm.
All right. Well, I'm next. And we are on bassist. This one's tough, I think. Maybe it's just my ear, but I feel like bassists really don't get too crazy when it comes to emo music in general.
I was about to say this, Cullen. I swear to God, we're one of the same.
It's almost like we're
people,
best friends.
or potentially married or something, like we're one
Well,
flesh or
yeah,
something.
it's possible.
But I was about to say the same thing, where like it doesn't feel like emo has standout basis in the same way that like funk would. And
Well,
maybe
yeah,
that's just like the
obviously. I
nature
mean,
of the
funk
sound of the
is, like,
music.
is structured around bass. You know?
Right. That I think that's part of it, right? But emo, just like I'm trying to think of like really, really good bassists who stand out, even like transcend emo.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of them.
There's really not.
Like it's like mostly if there's a really good bassist in emo, it's just like they really just fit that
Yeah, they just hold it. They
band,
hold it
or
down
they
really
just
well.
fit that thing really
Yeah.
well.
But I think I found the one. I think I found the one that does stand out. This is the guy. This is a guy that is I would say kind of the lead melody in most of their songs. Carrie McDonald from Christie Front Drive.
Woo! Good pick.
Oh,
Very
Wow.
interesting.
I love that band.
Melodic parts that he takes on. Oftentimes, he's like the first instrument you hear, which is not common for bass, and especially in emo
For
music.
sure.
But I love him. I think he does a great job.
band.
I love Christie Front Drive, another band that is, I think, criminally underrated.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, just a great group all around, and I think that Carrie is really the heart and soul of that band.
So great pick, and also my only argument is Christie Front Drive only released one studio
Yeah.
album. So there's like a very limited selection of what we have available
True.
as in terms of his like bass playing.
And that's why he needs
There's
to be
just
in
not
this.
a
That's why
ton.
he needs to be in this super group, because he needs to put out more music.
Oh, nice turn there. That's good.
Wow.
Hey,
You should try selling seminary
Hey.
education.
Listen, I think it's a great pick. I know probably a lot of people probably don't know who they are, but they're a phenomenal band, and
Yeah.
I absolutely love this pick for sure.
I think they're
Thank
like
you.
an emo band's band too. You talk to people in emo bands, and Christopher and Drive is a name that comes up a whole lot as
Yeah.
far as bands that were influential. So, yeah, good pick. Good pick.
Thank you.
Good one.
Next is Jeremy.
I'm gonna go. This guy's. I'm not gonna lie. He's probably a little obscure to some people, but I think he's incredible. And I will say, on a side note, he's a vocalist as well.
Is he in Rat Boys?
No, he's not. He's in Fat Boys. No, he's
Aw.
he's a singer as well. So I think that was kind of in my mind. I thought, well, the bass player could have some background vocals, be kind of cool. Jeremy Chaitlin from Just Brazil and Handsome and Cub Country. I've always
Nice.
loved his vocals and his bass playing, and Just Brazil is amazing. And then I'm a huge Handsome fan, so I think that was kind of why I went that route. I love their self-titled records, one of my favorite records.
Do you like their song Bop?
No, I do not. I do not like them, but I like Handsome. But anyway,
Mason?
yes, no,
Mason?
I know not many people know who he is, but I think he's phenomenal, and he's got a solo record called Cub Country that was on Jade Tree. That's amazing as well. But yeah, sorry, it's my little out of left field pick.
No, I like that one, because that's one that I wouldn't have picked, in any of my thinking about great basis. But man, now that you said it, I'm trying to like think back on some of these great bass lines, and a lot of like really strong melodic structures that he really does hold down nicely. So I'm right there with you.
And I do have one thing to say. When you guys were saying not many bass players, one bass player that when you were talking about how they don't come through in emo. I thought Nate Mendel from Sunny Day Real Estate is a prime example of one that does. And I didn't pick him because I don't want to pick two Sunny Day Real Estate guys in the same
Well, I
band.
think his tone does. I don't necessarily know if his playing necessarily is like, outrageously
Well,
awesome
getting
by any
fired
means.
up.
Yeah, Zach, what do you think there?
Zach steaming.
Well, Nate's my pick.
Well, there we go. Hey, look at that. Zach, Zach, what's your pick?
That was my fucking pick.
There you go, Zach. Hey, that's for you, buddy.
I think that actually, I think his tone sits pretty. There's nothing really
I love his
upfront
tone.
about his tone, but I think his playing kind of carries melody. And every band that I've heard him in, I mean, aside from like what I think Christ on a Crutch, he was in that band back in the day, but that was a hardcore band. In terms of Sunny Day and then Foo Fighters, I mean, in both bands, I think he carries a whole lot. And I think in Sunny Day, he sits a little further back. And by that, I mean, sometimes he is carrying the song, but you don't realize that the work he's doing melodically. And I love the style of play. By that, even how like where, his physically on stage, I think he's a really cool bass player to watch.
I agree with that part. Yeah.
So that's my pick. And I'm so sorry, Mason, because I was like, I was sitting on the fence for two bass players, and if it's okay, I can tell you the other bass player is going to pick, but not. I don't want to stop on your pick again, though.
Oh,
It was tight. It was
God.
tougher, man.
I was thinking I was that close. I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to get Nate. It's like so close. Like, literally, there's a reason why Dave Grohl picked off Nate from Sunny Day Real Estate. There's a reason why he was that good.
It's
And I
because he
was
was.
like,
It's because
I'm
he
so
wasn't.
close to getting him.
Because he wasn't a drummer, though. That's why.
Wow.
Sorry.
There's a reason why I
Sorry,
didn't
Will.
pick him. There's a reason why. I mean, Will, actually, watching Will, he's unbelievable. There's a
phenomenal.
reason why I didn't pick Will, though, because still, Aaron Gillespie's next level. But, God dang it, I was so close to getting Nate. God, I was really thinking I was going to get the best supergroup. All right. Well, I do think my backup is pretty good, but he's no Nate. My backup, and he himself is like lesser known, but the band I think is actually really carried by him in a lot of ways. Tim Payne from Thursday.
Yeah.
I think
Ooh, yeah.
I think what Thursday, just a rhythm section alone from Thursday. Obviously, we've interviewed blanking on his name
Tucker?
now, from the drummer from Thursday, who's in
Tucker? Was it Tucker?
Yep. Tucker.
yeah. So yeah, Tucker. So good. Like, I just think that rhythm section in Thursday is what really has carried them through over the last 25 years. And obviously a big part of that is, Tucker, but also the bassist, Tim, is just really next level. And again, I'm trying to assemble a band here that's gonna like
Take over the
actually-
world.
Yeah, that's actually gonna work. And so I think Tim from Thursday is a good pick here, just because I think Thursday, again, as an emo band, has really been carried as like a rhythm section. And obviously Jeff is an incredible vocalist. There's reason why he should be considered one of the better vocalists in the emo world. But yeah, just that rhythm section is one of the better emo rhythm sections, I think. So, and you guys can't argue with me on this one, because Tom himself says that Thursday is an emo
Oh yeah,
band.
that's
so.
obvious. I mean, they're almost
Yeah.
essential.
So, yeah, Tim Payne is my basis. Although I wish I would have gotten Nate, but Tim Payne.
Lindsay has
from
had
Thursday.
a big old smile on her face this entire time, and I'm curious what is going through her head.
I don't know. I'm just here for it. I'm like Googling like the different people in my head, like for the different things. And I'm also kind of like, I also checked NPR once to make sure democracy hasn't died yet. So like, that's where it's like, that's what's going on in my head.
Who's burning our ballot boxes?
Yeah, exactly. But that's,
All right. Any other arguments against or any arguments against Tim Payne?
No, I
from
think that's a
Thursday?
good pick,
No.
man. I
Here's
think
an
Thursday's
argument.
Solid.
Here's an argument.
What's your argument, Cullen?
I think I think he got the wrong guy. I think Zach got the right guy.
Yeah, I would agree with
Oh,
that.
well, of course Zach got the right guy.
Just B League. Just kidding.
But for being the last round to get the second round kind of pick, that's not too bad.
No, but here's the thing.
I mean, Cullen, you're a Vikings fan. You wish that the Vikings could be picking people in the 5th round that were second round value.
Oh, that's a deep one. I can't follow that one about Minnesota's squad.
They're
right
just
now.
bad. That's the way it is.
Okay. Well, I'm a Dolphins
But you
fan,
guys
so-
do have the walking taco thing going for you, so you know what? That's redeemable.
It's true. Wait,
Oh, I love a good
I'm
walking
confused now.
taco
What do you mean
so much.
we have the walking taco thing going for us?
I don't know. I just know that that's kind of where that originates, doesn't it?
Really?
Yeah, where you like open a bag of Dorito. Cullen,
Yeah.
That starts in
My
Minnesota?
friend's mom
Millette
is from
had to have
Minnesota.
done this.
My friend's mom is from
Open a
Minnesota.
bag of
and she-
No,
Doritos
I
and throw
know
some,
what
like,
a
taco meat
walking
in there.
taco is, but I didn't know it started in Minnesota.
Hold on. Let me check the website. Is
Midwest
it
thing.
Minnesotan.com?
It's just it's got. Is Tom behind this too?
Yes, Tom's behind everything. It's like a worldwide scheme. He started MySpace. He's
The
now
whole
moved on-
internet. It's all Tom.
No.
It's not Tom from MySpace. It's
Tom from the internet. That's
No,
the thing. It's behind
Watch-
everything.
watch-
you
Washed
know,
up emo.
all right.
Mhm.
All right, guitarist.
Guitarist Mason, you're up. Now pick
we go.
an emo band this time, please.
Pick multiple. All right, so
Hey, multiple.
again, I'm trying to assemble a band that actually would make sense together.
I like how
There are a
hold
couple
up, pause.
other-
I like how you're pretending like we're not trying to do the same thing. You're like
Clearly not.
You're structuring your argument as if we're not also trying to make a band that will work together.
Well, that might be part of it. Also, I will say I'll self-admit in previous episodes I've only just picked like the most popular artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I can.
Yeah.
So
It's all-
I'm trying to
it's
like
all you
I'm
know.
actually trying to assemble something that could actually remotely make sense.
Fair enough.
So, again, this is maybe a lesser known name in, I mentioned Tim Payne before from Thursday. This might be a lesser known name, but he has been in 2 emo bands, or at least for sure one, that I think, again, would work really well with Dustin Kensrue's singing, Aaron Gillespie's drumming, and that is Alex Henry from Basement and Fiddlehead.
Oh. man.
Oh.
Specifically Basement. Just his guitar playing in Basement to me is like quintessential emo. It's able to like do like kind of the more indie style emo, but also obviously like Basement, like people are stage diving and shit. Like he's able to do like kind of the more hardcore stuff. So he's like very versatile as a guitar player, as an emo guitar player. So yeah, Alex Henry, or Henry, or however you would say it. I'm not English, so I have no idea. But yeah, Alex is I think just a really diverse guitar player. Obviously has his chops. I mean, he's played in Basement, played in Fiddlehead. Like he's got his chops. Like he can do the thing, and I think it just works well with my band. So let's do Alex.
Who's your singer again? Can you remind me?
Dustin Kensrue?
Nah, good pick, man.
Yeah, I don't
like it.
I don't have
I think it's
any-
your first.
I know it's a little out of left field, but
No.
I think he's gonna work well with my
You
band.
had 2 out of 4 great picks. Nice job. All right. It is.
That's it. The Vikings have never had a draft like that, so that'd be nice.
You need to brush up on your Vikings draft history. All right, let's go back to Zach.
Okay. I had so many that I kind of was going back and forth between, and based on like kind of like mirroring Mason's kind of strategic logic here.
Wait,
Based
you mean
on
you're trying to
what
create a band that would work together
works.
as well?
That works, yeah. No, I think I get like part of what Mason's saying, of course, and just like some people you wouldn't imagine
Yeah.
the sound, however you would imagine them sounding, that maybe wouldn't work. So I want to pick Bob Nana from Parade and Hey Mercedes.
Yes. Good pick.
Whoa!
I think that he would work well with a Blake Schwarzenbach vocal.
Yeah, he would.
And a Mike Marsh drumming. So that's what I'm gonna pick. I think his style is really unique, especially in the Hey Mercedes stuff. I really like what he does with chord structures and a lot of open chords and super hooky. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bob Nana.
Dude,
Great
I'd
call.
buy your Supergroup's record. This sounds
Same
good,
here.
Zach, dude.
Same
Like for
here.
real.
Gonna be out in Crank next year.
I love that.
it.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good.
I love Bob Nana. He's a freaking man. He's so good. He's incredible lyricist, incredible musician overall. So influential too, just
Oh yeah.
overall.
So is there so I'm gonna walk into it though. Is there an objection based on the fact that he's also a singer in both
No,
bands?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, most
As long as he's primarily a drummer in your band,
you mean
that's
you mean
fine.
guitars,
Bass.
Ours?
guitars.
Or guitarist. Sorry, guitarist. My whole I've got drummer last on my little list thing, so that's why I keep messing that up.
It's all good.
Heck.
No, great pick, man. I think that works really, really well with what you've assembled. No arguments here. I can tell Lindsay has an argument though.
No. I will say, sorry, Bob Nana is an amazing name. That's where I'm coming in.
Funnily enough, that's what my son calls bananas right now. He's only 2.
Aw,
Banana.
That's cool.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That's my only contribution. I heard the name and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I can't believe there's somebody named that.
I love it.
I just want to hear your son's contribution.
He would have also picked the same thing as Zach. Jeremy, you're
All right.
next.
For entirely different reasons, though.
Yeah,
For
100%,
entirely different
100%.
reasons.
I had this guy picked out that I was gonna go with, but I just threw myself a curveball, and I'm gonna go
Oh.
a different route. I'm gonna pick Josh Colbert from Further Seems Forever and Strong Arm.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay,
I like it.
I had
Whoa.
somebody else pick, and I was literally like 2 seconds away from doing it. But the fact that no one picked Josh Colbert freaking blows my mind. No offense to you guys. I
He's
think
on my
he
list. He's on my
He
list.
is literally one of the most talented people on this planet musically, and I think I'm a huge Strong Arm fan, have been forever. And then further, of course, all the stuff they put out. And I've heard from so many people that he's just he's the reason. And I love all those guys are so incredibly talented, but he's just a primary songwriter in it. And I think he's just a phenomenal guitar player. Just super humble, super kind, and yeah, man. I literally was gonna pick somebody else, so which I'll tell you later who it was, which is probably nobody even knows, but that's the one I think I'm gonna go with.
Absolute legend.
So, Jeremy,
Super
here's
solid
what I
pick.
love about your pick is I was I think Further Seems Forever is one of those bands where when I was thinking of just a group of from a vocalist, guitarist, drummer, everything was filtering through what is quintessential emo, and to me Further Seems Forever kept coming back to that of bands that are heavier, that can do the heavier thing, that can also do the indie thing,
Yeah.
they can do all the things that emo does best. Further Seems Forever is one of those bands that can do all of those things really, really well. And so that's what I love about this pick. The only thing, and this is a very minute argument against, it's super minute. The only thing I have against Josh is I don't think Josh is the best person in that band.
I can live with that. I get
To me, the best person in that band
the drummer.
is Steve.
Yeah, he's great.
Steve the drummer.
Yeah, he's great.
That dude is next level drummer, and that's not to take away from your pick, just because Steve, as much as I'm very confident in the drummer I picked, Steve from Further Seems Forever is literally, to me, he is quintessential. That is emo drumming. That's how it should be.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He is the best person in that band. And also everybody else in that band is so good
Oh,
too.
I know. That's
So,
why they want to make it.
it's just one of those things where it's you're picking from
I
you're
know.
nitpicking
I
at
know,
that point.
trust
But
me.
Josh is great, and Steve to me is the only argument against that is Josh isn't the best person in that band. To me, Steve is. But maybe there's an argument against that.
Nailed it.
Zach. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. That was good.
No, I think that Josh is an insane guitar player, and I've spent a lot of time listening to The Moon Is Down in particular, just the guitar work on that record. Um, it's just one of for me when I was listening, and still even now listening to him, just kind of always wondering what he's doing. Not that he's doing it's just always I'm just like, what is he doing right there? And what are they doing together? Just it's a record I can still listen to and just kind of hear things. I'm like, oh, that's really, geez, what's going on there? Um, and when I see them play, it's just like it's still not computing. It's such a weird experience to see them play. 'Cause I'm just like, this is like, how is everything working? Because it's just really strange. But I think that Mood Is Down record and How to Start a Fire, an insane follow up to an insane record. So
Yeah, amazing.
definitely.
I would
like that
like
pick.
all the listeners to just reflect on what Zach just said, because that is like from a musician point of view, a very talented musician's point of view as yourself, Zach. That I think that's about as high of a compliment as you could pay to someone else.
Yeah, and he's in my band.
Nailed it. I love.
You know whose band he's not in? May.
Uh,
Unless you have something to tell us, Zach.
no, what? No, what would I have to tell you?
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, well, did you pick off one of those Further Seems Forever guys?
No. What do you mean? What's going on? Pick off? From what do you mean?
I don't know. Like, I mean, did good old Jason Gleason just like, oh, hey, Dave and Zach, like, if you guys want to just have one of these guys for an album.
You know what? It would be insane to work with Josh in the studio. I would probably be really shy and just kind of sit back at first and just, let him cook, as they say. But it would be really cool to see someone like Josh and Dave work together, and be
That would
part
be
of that.
interesting.
So,
Yeah.
for sure, I'm gonna call. I'll call Jason up and just see if that can be arranged.
Good call. Make it happen. That'd be awesome. We're patiently awaiting that next May album, by the way.
Yes, I am too.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm glad to hear.
Oh, okay.
Is any news you want to drop there?
No, that wasn't meant to be anything. It's just like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
excited for this record to come out too. Yeah, really like what's being made over there. Some stuff.
Oh,
May.
Yeah.
Maed.
Wow, Mace. That
Not-
was
There has been some made. Still more to be made, but exciting.
good.
Just waiting for Dave to get his shit together or what?
It's like, it's not that at all. Actually, it's fun. I don't know what Dave's doing right now. We got back, we did these dates with something corporate, which were a lot of fun. And we're really happy that they, brought us out for, I think it was 5 shows. I actually think it was 7 shows altogether. And we're still kind of reeling from that. And then I'm in school and,
You already have a PhD though.
no. I'm getting my PhD currently.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
already had it.
No, I wish I already had it.
You've been
That'd
working
make
on it
things
a
a lot
while.
easier. Well, I'm on my 3rd year right now, so
Yeah.
I've been in school for a long time. But I've split the school up with doing May stuff and whatnot. So it's just been a long
Sure.
process.
Is
for
your
me.
PhD in multi aesthetic experience?
No,
I
It's
think
in
you
emo.
made that
It's
joke
in
last
emo,
time,
clearly.
Mason.
it's cultural studies. It's going to be focused on music,
Cultural studies, that doesn't stand for emo.
but not aesthetic. I know. Well, I already have a PhD in emo, an honorary degree, if you will.
That's right.
Wait, so
You're like Joe
Virginia, or
Biden.
are you originally from Virginia?
I'm originally from Florida, Central Florida.
Florida. Okay. Well, but like, May is known as like a Virginia band, right?
Correct.
Okay. So a Virginia band with a PhD guy. Now, obviously you're not from Virginia, but Virginia PhD band, the only one that I can think of that's like that is Guar.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy, the lead singer from Guar has a PhD and they're from Richmond.
Mhm. No, I heard there are also are some of those guys lawyers as well. I'm not sure, but I have heard about Guar's that dimension of Guar, which for some reason, people might not associate Guar with that kind of thing, but yeah. And they,
I don't know why. When you think of Guar, I can't imagine you not thinking PhD, but maybe that's
I
just
mean,
me.
it's high art, and they're also entrepreneurs. They have a bar in Richmond called the Guar Bar,
That's
and
really
Really?
yeah,
That's such
and
a
if
good
you're
name.
and if you're
it is.
ever in
The
Richmond,
Guar Bar.
definitely stop in. It's a cool place.
They need a
So.
lawyer if you're in that band.
Yeah.
They pull off some shock rocky kind of stuff. So the fact that they are
I've-
lawyers works out.
It's all in house,
Well, have
Yeah.
you ever? I've been on like the Reddit before, where like people will post their after pictures of a gore show, and it's like, look at my eye after this, and it's like infected, and they're so proud of it.
That sucks.
Not for them, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's an experience for sure.
Yeah.
You go home and you have blood on your shirt from the Guar
Yeah.
show, but it's
Yeah,
from
them
like,
killing Trump on stage.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've seen Guar twice. It was a blast. Every
I've seen it
time.
once. Yeah.
Yeah, Virginia's for Guarers.
Nice, Mace. That was good too. Man, you're on a roll.
All right, I have no idea where we're going. With
I'm
this.
I'm next, I think here.
All right,
Okay.
let's hear it.
Man, this one was tough for me. So as Mason is also trying to put together a band that I think would work really well together. So I have a lot of guitarists written down that I think could go a number of different directions, but I'm going to pick the most chameleon of the bunch, the one that could really slither on in and play any kind of style.
Ooh, Slytherin?
And
Are you picking J.K. Rowling?
I am
Oh,
not picking J.K.
controversial pick.
Rowling because I
Oh,
do not agree.
wow, Cullen, wow.
I,
All right, we just lost the entire fan
I
base.
am not alt-right, so I do not pick J.K. Rowling. But I'm going to go for Sean Bergman of Appleseed Cast
Nice.
because I believe.
Whoa, okay.
Whoa! What?
All right, no, just make your argument. I'll make my counter argument.
Okay.
Make your
All
argument.
right. Well, I think he's a chameleon. I think he can play anything, and I think that he fits well into what I want to do with this wonderful supergroup. And I love the different textures and melodic elements that he pulls together, and I think that he is just perfect. So I don't think there is a negative argument that can be made. So Mason, give it a shot, but good luck.
My argument is that Sean has been in the band for like what, 3 years,
Yeah, I would-
4
I would
years,
agree with
5
that.
years?
I would agree
So
with
what?
that.
So what?
Appleseed Cast has been around for like 30 years.
What does that matter?
And you're picking a guy who has been in a band, that particular band, for 5 years out of their 30-year career.
What does that matter?
I think that matters a huge part of it. It's like he's got 5 years. He's got one album's worth
Oh, I'm sorry.
of.
I'm sorry. If you're in a band for 5 years, you're not allowed to learn how to play emo music? Okay.
He's got one album.
So what? So what?
He's got one album.
He's
Which
still a
record is he
chameleon.
on? Which one is he on?
He's on their most recent
Yeah.
one. But like, see, he's got one album.
So what? He's awesome.
I think Appleseed Cast is definitely a amazing pick as a band, and
Yeah, they're amazing
Yeah.
pick as a band, but
Yeah.
like him himself, that's all Chris. That's all Chris.
not
I-
That's not him.
yeah, I was gonna say
That's not that's not Sean.
when I think of Appleseed Cast, I think of the original guitar player.
yeah,
Who's
I mean,
his
the
name?
original
Aaron-
guitar
Aaron?
player is obviously better.
Yeah,
But I'm picking like current members, like members that are actually still doing it.
Okay, current members, great,
Yeah.
wonderful. And
Yeah.
also, yeah, and honestly, like the last Appleseed Cast, one of the best albums they've
And
ever
that's
done.
why I picked
And
him.
also, and there's a good reason for it. It's a great album.
Yeah.
And also, we're like, there's there's longevity here that we're at play. And you're just picking a guy who has been in a band that has played one album and has done like what, 2 tours?
So what? That's that.
He's played maybe 60 shows under this album.
Hey,
maybe.
hey. I think he's great. So we're gonna go with it.
You got 50 shows if you're lucky.
I mean, I
I don't know why it
can't-
matters.
I see the vibe opposition here. I don't, but in terms of no, Mason, are you saying that this needs to be DQ'd, or are you just kind of strongly critiquing the
No,
band?
not DQ. It just is like, what in the world? Like, what pick are you?
Okay.
No,
What
no.
did you
It
pick?
counts as a pick.
Okay.
It's one of those where it's like, okay, this should be like this is a 7th round pick that should have been undrafted.
Uh,
Okay,
Ooh.
so he was right on the cusp, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like one of those picks where it's like, all right,
Yeah.
he could have been drafted.
Coming
He
from
should have been
a fan
undrafted.
of the 49ers who Mr. Irrelevant is now your quarterback, right? So
Yeah, it would be
Sean
awfully
Bergman
nice
is
if my 5th round quarterback is now the best one there.
Sean Bergman is my Brock Purdy.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to make your argument that Sean Bergman is your Brock Purdy, have it.
You can have him.
I'm all right with it. I literally have no desire to want to go back on. I have other guitars that I think are better, but not for the band that I've created.
Fair.
That's fair. That's fair. And also, I'm just saying,
It's a super group, man.
he's been on one Appleseed Cast album.
But he ain't a one-trick pony, and you can't argue that.
He's great. And one Appleseed Cast
Yeah.
album.
Yeah. And it's their best one.
Out of what?
And
9?
it's their best one.
Hey, I'm fine with it.
Hey, are there other examples where this would like be a factor? Like other bands with
The only
very
other
recent
factor I
members?
can think of for this particular album is I still remember the first time I ever showed Cullen one song from this album. Cullen, you were still living in Sioux Falls, and we were down in that in your little like what was that, like your 1950s bomb shelter.
Yeah.
And you literally like you literally I was showing you the song and
album-
you stopped
The
me.
album had just come out.
Like as the crescendo was about to start, you're like, we need to listen to this on real speakers. And we went upstairs from your bomb shelter to real like your real like setup, and we listened to it, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
right.
awesome.
That's my only argument, and that's because Sean is great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also one Appleseed Cast album.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm not trying to like take anything away from former members by any means. I just think that what he did fits what I want to do with this, and I think
Alright.
he's a chameleon. I think he can play. I think he's like Johnny Greenwood almost.
I'm just like it's blown away. Like you have so many guitarists in the emo.
I know,
world.
I know.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, there's better guitarists I could have taken.
You pick him. All right.
But I
All right.
took him.
All right. That's fine. All
Yeah.
right. Do your thing. All right. Who's next?
Lindsay is
Is it? I
so much
am.
tension.
All right, Lindsay.
Okay, I think I've got this. I think I'm gonna go Robert McDowell from Manchester Orchestra because
Oh, okay. Wait, is Manchester? What does Tom say?
I swear
is
to
a
you,
good question.
is I'm like a virgin losing a child is an emo album. That is an emo album. I'm sorry to say this, but I did see them touring that album opening for Brand New, which is problematic.
Manchester
But
Orchestra
Ooh,
is
Tom
not
does
an
not
emo
say
band.
Manchester. But you know what? That's not a great way to determine this. What is Wikipedia say?
Only because that
No.
worked out for Mason in the past.
here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Reddit, emo, Manchester Orchestra, because they will have opinion.
Ooh,
No,
Is
but I'll-
Man-
not one of their top genres on Wikipedia either.
Okay, but on the
Mm.
emo subreddit, it says Southern Fried Emo, in my honest opinion, but they don't hit the same marks as they used to. Okay, well, we're not asking about that. We're going down. I refer to them as Bible Belt Emo. That's a really good one. I would say some of their earlier work for sure.
What is Bible Belt emo?
It's like Southern gritty
What
rock.
even is Bible Belt emo?
It's
What is that?
Southern gritty rock, like with all the
is
grit.
that?
and- yeah.
Who
That's
who
like
is even close?
as
What is
Cities
that?
Burn.
Family Force 5?
as- Cities
No,
Burn.
no. I'm thinking more like Wednesday and like those sort of,
Oh,
but like they're more.
okay.
Yeah.
I think Manchester is an emo band.
you.
And I will.
Okay,
I
you're
meant-
thinking Manchester's an emo band, but Under Oath isn't?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No,
Manchester's
in this
way
case,
more
I
of an
trust
emo
this.
band than Under Oath.
And also, I'll accept Bible Belt emo before I accept Midwest emo as a genre tag at this point.
Well, it's
Bible
still
Belt
good that I
emo.
wasn't going with my original pick because my original pick was the guitars from American football. Because I liked the idea,
Yeah.
like the twinkly guitars with her voice. But I think that she would also really, like Julie Steiner would also really shine with like the really gritty, like I'm thinking Pride and I'm thinking sort of like all of Everything to Nothing and the first few albums. I'm not saying like the later albums. That's not where I'm coming in. I'm saying that these.
I can't imagine thinking Simple Math is not an emo record. And I
It's a great
can't
record.
imagine
Right.
thinking, I mean, all of Manchester's records, they have a record called Cope, for God's sakes. I
Yeah.
mean, like, that is an emo record. And I don't know. This is
What
where
about a record called They're Only Chasing Safety?
That's not, that doesn't count.
That doesn't sound emo to you at all?
No, it
At
doesn't.
all,
It's
at
not
all,
confessional.
Zach?
It's
Honestly,
not
it doesn't,
confessional.
no.
That's like that's fictional.
I can't. If you think The Everglow sounds like an emo record, but They're Only Chasing Safety isn't,
look,
I would really
I don't
question
know.
No,
your emo
no,
ability.
no, we're going off of vibes. We're going off of vibes. Have you
The
ever?
Everglow versus They're Only Chasing Safety?
No,
if
I'm
you
coming
want to
against you.
make the argument that May is not an emo band, be my guest. Like, that's fine, And also, like, Poison the Well has like super emo titles of their songs, and I wouldn't necessarily call
That's
them an
true.
emo band.
That's true.
I don't know, your metrics are really wild to me. I'm just saying that Under Oath is not an emo band. Okay.
Yeah, for real. Aaron Gillespie played fucking Miley
The
Cyrus.
emo night.
He played Miley Cyrus at Emo Night. Come on.
Is there
Get
not
outta here.
room? Is there not room in God's big emo tent for all the Under Oaths and the Mays and the Manchester orchestras? Like, I'm just saying.
The backyard is only so far to play football.
Gates are there for a reason.
I will say,
Keeping.
It's only 50 yards across, 53 yards across, and 100 yards. There's only so much room to play football, Lindsay. There's only so much room to play American
I was
football.
going to say American
This-
football?
this doesn't
Love
sound like
Football.
liberation theology. I haven't studied it in depth, but it just feels like
Also, Mason, it sounds like you're believing in some universal truths. Are you sure that you're a
Yeah.
postmodernist?
let's flip
Look,
the tables.
I'll like say that I understand the argument or the position you have, Mason. I just don't agree. And I don't know. When I think of Under Oath, I think of like Tim's guitar riffs that are just like the hardest, like,
the hardest emo riffs you've ever heard in your life.
Hold on. Remember how we asked the question earlier, Bible Belt emo? The
yeah.
almost is Bible Belt emo. I'm going to firmly classify them as Bible Belt emo.
Fair
enough.
Good call. Good call.
And I haven't listened to almost enough to even make a claim on whether or not that band would be considered emo in my world.
Sounds like a personal problem. Here's the thing, Lindsay. I clearly I'm less of a gatekeeper than Zach is because I would absolutely consider Manchester Orchestra as an emo band.
I said that too.
So you get Manchester as an emo guitarist.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for your approval.
I'll say this, Lindsay.
Mm.
I went to go see Jimmy Eat World for the very first time. In
Oh
my
yeah,
life
that was a great
boy.
headliner.
No, you're not bringing this
at,
up again.
at Red Rocks, and
Mm,
I
you're
was
You're not bringing this up again.
You saw the Red Rock show?
I'm not gonna throw you under the bus on this one, Mason, because I could.
You
But you'll
could.
just edit it out like a bitch. So
Mm.
Firm words.
what I was gonna say is Manchester Orchestra was opening, or one of what they were. I think they're actually like double headliners
Co-headline.
with Jimmy Eat World, and I was there for Jimmy Eat World. I flew halfway across the country, or my country, to get there, and I was very, 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 very excited for Jimmy Eat World. And I've always liked Manchester Orchestra, never loved them. After watching them live right
They're
before
amazing.
Jimmy Eat World, I
They're
was like,
so good.
whoa.
One of the
Yeah,
best
that
live
was-
bands.
that was
So
just-
good.
Far and away a better performance than Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah.
I won't say.
Definitely
Like,
like
I wouldn't
no,
say
no, no.
that.
I'm just saying from my personal experience, like
Yeah, of course.
it was transcendent in multiple ways. Jimmy Eat World was absolutely amazing. I'm not taking anything away from Jimmy Eat World. They are literally on my Mount Rushmore of bands.
Hmm.
But live, I was so blown away by Manchester Orchestra, especially at Red
I'm
Rocks where I watched them. So
I'm gonna say that, like, I think that you can classify, like, there's Manchester Orchestra on album, and then there's Manchester Orchestra live. Like,
it's
I
way better
whenever
live. Yeah.
yeah, whenever I see them live,
That's a great thing.
yeah, whenever I see them live, I understand Fish people, where it's like, I'm going to follow you all around the country. I'm gonna see you all the time. It's them and Foxing. Like, I had made it a pact, and I saw them together too, and that was like a
You didn't have to bring
phenomenal show.
Fish into this, though.
I know, but I'm, like, saying I understand the people who, like, travel across the country, like,
Yeah.
watching this band over and over. Like, I would not have gotten that had I not seen Manchester Orchestra, but they're my Fish.
I just imagine Fish with legs and briefcases walking around.
And talent.
This
And
fish
talent.
people.
That's kidding.
There you go, Jeremy. That was good.
No, I think that Manchester is one of the better bands live I've seen in recent years. I saw them at the Norba, and I saw them in Philadelphia on that same Jimmy World tour, and they're just perfect. They're just like a perfect live experience.
Yeah.
I think they're playing with Thrice right now. Just like a few
Mm.
dates.
Man,
That's cool.
they know how to pick them. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, hey, that concludes the drafting. But now,
Wait. What?
what do you mean
Yep.
what? That's it.
Oh yeah.
Picked all
It's
players.
bittersweet, Mason, but that is
You're
it.
right. You're right. You're right. I picked my people.
So we're at the point where we're going to tell everybody what our band names are. Yep.
Oh boy.
Lindsay, you are first.
Oh, no. Okay. I'm gonna say right away, this is not a good name, but I think that a lot about having an emo name is saying it with confidence. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna say the Traction Park. No. I'm taking that one back, actually. The Marissa Cupertinos.
Mm.
No, I take it
The
back. The
what?
Marissa Cupertinos.
What's the Mercica Patinos? What is that?
Marissa Cupertinos.
Okay.
It's not a good name. I
Oh.
didn't say that. I never said that, but it is a name. So I think
Okay,
that,
so
like,
here's how we'll judge it, okay?
okay.
If you were to bring it up in conversation as if you were trying to be like the hipster of the group, would it sound believable?
Oh, yeah.
The Marissa Cupertinos, absolutely, it sounds believable. If you were to,
Yeah,
if you were
I
to say
can see
like, "Oh my gosh, have you heard of Marissa Cupertinos?" Be like,
It rolls
I'm
off
all
the tongue.
other hipster trying to like pretend like I'm in the in group. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, for sure, they're really great." And you'd be like, "Haha, you idiot! They're not even."
You fool.
So
That's awesome.
good pick. Okay, what were you gonna say next? Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no, that's just kind of what I'm gonna say. Like, I was going through all my, like, the recent emo bands that I've heard of, and, like, you have Ben Claude, you have Carly Cosgrove, or it's just, like, sort of just conglomerations of different names, and I think that the Marissa Cupertinos work. And also,
I
it
love
helps me, like, it helps me bring up my love of the OC, so.
Great call. Great call. I'm next. My band name is Canadian Tuxedo.
That's
Mm.
better.
And I like
Like
it
that.
because, you know, it
Canadian tuxedo.
yeah, I think it's great. It's a little bit cheeky, but it's also it's like it to me.
All right. So what ska band? What ska band? Like, did you get Leonore involved in this or what?
No, I think
I like the name.
I think it's a good name. You know, a lot of I almost was gonna do Canadian hockey just to make a meme off of like American football
That actually
or
rolls.
modern baseball. But I decided Canadian tuxedo is actually the better way to go because who doesn't love a good denim jacket and blue jeans, you know?
Oh yeah,
You know.
I dig it.
Yeah. All right. Good. Let's go, Jeremy.
Man, you know what's funny? I came up with this name the other day when I was like trying to make my list of people. And then while we were sitting here talking, I made up 2 more names. And so my first name, it's really long and I apologize, but I kind of tried to incorporate all the artists that I used in it. So Pink moon clarity of handsome rhyming futures. It sounds like a 90s emo record to me in
Totally
a weird way.
does. 100% it does.
But then I thought about primo, like PREMO.
Jesus.
And
And
you
then
were,
when we were talking about PhD, I thought about PhDmo.
oh man. I feel like if you were primo, you would have to tour with Primus so that
Oh,
you could get
God.
like that, that fun
Sounds like
like
a nightmare.
Google representation where people were confusing you with Primus and they were ending up listening to your band on accident.
Oh,
Gotta get the
that could be good, I
NCO.
guess.
Yeah. All right,
Well, that's
Zach.
Well, I have two. One is White Light Mezzanine.
ooh, I like that.
That's a good name. Do you say White Light Mezzanine?
Yes.
I
And
love that.
I'm looking at this book over here, and this new Sally Rooney book is called Intermezzo. And
That's a cool name.
I tried to I was going to use that, but I thought that was kind of cheating. So I just picked up White Light Mezzanine. And
Intermezzo sounds more like a post-rock band, so I'm glad you went with White Light Mezzanine.
okay, I'll take it. And also maybe the W's two V's to address SEO issues. I don't know if that's even a thing that you
Sure.
have to do with something like that.
Yeah.
But that's the name I'll go with. The other name was Crooked Intellectual, but I got that from the Wu-Tang name generator.
Yeah.
It's actually Crooked Alligator Intellectual, but I'm not going to.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. All right, Mason.
Oh shit! Where did my name go?
Did you generate this through AI?
No, I was just not. Kind of human do you think I am?
Do you
I
waste
think
a
you're
water
someone that would
bottle on
use,
this?
I think you're someone that would use AI like you do for most of your tweets.
You would, oh wait, no, I found it. All right, great.
I like how you didn't deny that.
Ready?
Do you actually use
Okay, so
AI for your tweets?
my band, well, just to give you a little recap, my band, Dustin Kensrew as vocalist, Alex Henry from Basement as guitarist, bassist Tim Payne from Thursday, Aaron Gillespie as my drummer. My band is called The Mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck trying to Google that shit. That's gonna be
Over-
that's gonna be about as
They're
easy
going to
as
call it over oath.
that's gonna be about as easy as searching up May.
What is
Hey,
made up? What is made up?
Hey,
Everyone?
if the band gets good enough, the
does
SEO is
work.
going to get good enough.
If the band gets good enough, you guys are going to be competing for the name by the band Mystery.
Yeah.
The Mystery.
Yeah.
Is it The Mystery or Mystery?
It's Mystery,
The
and they've
Mystery.
got a pretty
Oh,
sick
The
looking lead
Mystery.
singer.
The Mystery.
It's a Canadian
So,
rock
Mason-
band.
Mason, you failed on all fronts on this one. Not SEO. It's already taken, and it's a bad name.
Are you kidding me? You're telling me that Aaron Gillespie is not going to SEO out The Mystery?
Yeah, that's the most generic word possible.
The Mystery?
Yeah.
I will
100%.
You
say-
put in the...
This name,
How do you s-
You're
guys,
putting in Better Lovers right now, and you're going to get fucking Dillinger Escape Plan right now.
No, you're not.
I will say
You're
that
gonna
I
get
think
better
that on the
lovers.
name alone, you would attract an audience, and that audience would be 2003 14-year-old boys trying to act mysterious and like trying to pick up girls.
Okay,
Like,
well, they're not 14-year-old boys anymore. They're 43-year-old boys who have money.
Mm.
No, it
after
should
they
just
stopped
be.
with-
You sounded like Kevin O'Leary when you said that. Money. Where's the money?
You could spell it mystery, MISTRY. The mystery.
oh.
Yeah, you got to change it up. How about you pick up? How you
You
pick?
didn't ask me how to spell it.
Just pick a better name.
It's like M. Night Shyamalan too.
What was your number
Fun.
2, Mason?
It's The Mystery together.
What was your second name?
Like-
what was your second choice?
I didn't have a second
Of course
choice.
you
It's
didn't.
The
Of
Mystery.
course you didn't. Piss poor practice.
The Mystery.
I tell
It's
you
all
what.
one word. It's all one word.
I like it.
It's one word, Cullen. You just put The Mystery, one word.
Like
The
Semester-
SEO is going to know what that is.
So what that means then is it's they history.
The
Yes.
Oh,
Or
The
them history.
The Mastery. It's like the
The
Oneaters.
Master.
I think
Oh,
we can
yeah.
all agree that Mason had the worst band name, so that's good. All right. Good. Well, hey, that concludes it. I think the listeners needed to tell us who they think has the best band. And
Yeah.
and let's get this going in the comments. I don't know. What do you think?
I
I
have
mean,
the best band.
I don't know.
I
are we
voted
talking like
myself.
real life band? Because that's a little unfair.
yeah, that's yeah.
I don't know. My
No.
youth group was pretty good. My youth group worship band was pretty good.
That sucks.
I did have a band called May, but with a Y.
Mm.
Oh.
You should have just done
Well,
that.
everyone go to whatismay.com and sign up. Not what is May Y, but what is May. Sign up.
What
Plug.
is May?
What is May?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you have a bunch of people that are like really curious about like what the month like after April is? Like is that like they're like, "Oh wait, what is Oh, it's not like oh, it's the month after April. That's what that's got to be a thing that happens, right?"
What is April? What is maybe? I mean, I don't know.
What is month? What is life?
What is
What is a
love?
month?
You stumped me.
What is May? Oh, it's 30 days, not 31.
What is Julian calendar?
This is weird. This is weird.
It's a
I think we're losing
multi-sensory
people.
aesthetic experience,
It's true.
Well, hey, thanks
It
everybody.
is May.
This is a blast. I always love doing these. I know Mason does. Do you have anything to say, Mason?
It's always fun to just hang out with some friends and just talk shit and debate about things. Because honestly, I'll be honest, this is what Cullen and I do regardless. Whether things are being recorded or not. So you just get to like actually be a part of what Cullen and I do generally.
Yeah.
And now this is what this is what you got to do.
I have a
So,
suspicion that you guys
I
probably do
enjoy
that,
that part of it.
with your friends as well.
Yes, and they
Alright.
get much more heated. I think we're actually pretty civil tonight, considering.
Oh yeah. Mason
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
almost.
you're lucky we're in different rooms because it could.
This is true.
Because let's be honest, if Lindsay was in the same room with us, we wouldn't be making it out alive right now.
Yeah.
She did major in wrestling in
I
college.
didn't major in wrestling. I had a wrestling scholarship to a Baptist
She had a
college.
wrestling scholarship. Sorry, she would kick our ass in
Mhm.
wrestling right now because she was paid to wrestle in college.
But you know what Lindsay
Mhm.
probably would do by the end of it? She'd probably make some really killer ass sourdough bread afterwards.
Oh, I haven't made sourdough in a while. I got to be honest.
All I remember
I love
is like
sourdough.
I watch your Instagram stories all the time.
Oh, that's so
and
embarrassing.
you're always making like great food, and I'm like, gosh, that sounds awesome.
Sourdough's a cool band name. Emo
Oh,
band name.
man.
oh,
That would be a good band name.
Starters.
sourdough.
The sourdough experience.
Better than American football. Way better than May.
Ooh. He just like clicks off. He's like, I'm out.
It's like, fuck you.
No. May is a great band name.
I think it is a great
Yeah.
band name.
But Demons, though.
Demons is
not.
even better.
I
That is
don't
even
think-
better.
I don't think Demons is a good band name.
I love it.
It's I appreciate it.
It's demonic.
And it's a little too on the nose. But
It's funny
But
because
May's
none
good.
of you
Yeah,
are even
it's-
close to Demons, so it's not really on the nose.
I like one syllable band names.
Yeah.
I think they work really well.
Yeah. Zach, I don't know if I ever told you, but I named my daughter. My daughter's middle name is May after the band.
Oh, that's
Oh
awesome.
my
That's
god.
very
Whoa.
sweet.
We were trying to avoid that the entire time. We were trying to avoid that.
No, that's awesome.
It
That's
really
so
is. My
sweet. I
daughter's
love
middle
it.
name is May. Yeah.
Oh,
Lindsay, don't tell me one of your kids is named like Emery.
You
That's a
guys are
great
gonna
name.
One
hate
of my
me. You're gonna
kids
hate.
is
You
not
wanna,
named Emery.
my son. Okay, you guys are gonna laugh.
They
My
are.
son,
They're all
oldest
named
son,
Emery.
Your oldest son's name is Under Oath?
No, it's Dillinger.
Oh,
Honestly, Dillinger.
No way.
He's 23 years old, so I was one of the first. And then my middle my son's other son's name is Branson. So
Look at that.
From Missouri?
After
A
Robert?
music
and his what's that? After what?
After
After
Missouri?
Robert Branson? Oh,
No,
I love Branson,
Richard Branson, you
Missouri.
mean?
Richard, him too. I don't keep track of the
Branson
billionaires. I just know that they're there.
And Owen as well.
Mm.
So,
Oh, Owen. Well,
Oh.
it can't be as bad as like my son's middle name is Luke, and my grandmother thought that it was after Luke from the Bible, and I was like, no, it's after Luke Skywalker.
God.
That's how we have a son named Calvin, and we had a lot of people think it was John Calvin, and we're like, no, it's well, technically, I guess because it's
Calvin and Hobbes.
but
Calvin Hobbes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it.
My cat's name is Elliot Hobbes, and
Oh.
it's for Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Thomas Hobbes.
No, but again,
That's-
technically, it's kind
yeah,
of like
technically.
the same
Yeah.
thing because
Yeah.
Calvin and Hobbes is kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the best comic of all time.
I would call him Leviathan at the point.
No, I would name my cat Soren if I had another cat, if it was a boy cat.
That's
or
good.
Soren
A
Kierkegaard.
friend named his son's name Soren.
I actually like that name. That's a good name. That'd be a good emo band name.
Soren?
Soren.
Soren.
Yeah. I think so.
All right, I think we're
Better
done
than
with this
The
episode.
Mystery.
I think we should just keep naming kids, honestly.
Gee.
Comment your
Hey,
unnamed infants in the
agree.
comments, and we'll name them for you.
Zach's got to go.
Wait, what's the what are the people in the Bible that are like really big? I don't know why I'm thinking of them. wrong.
Jesus.
That are really
I'd
big?
say it's number one.
Jesus is pretty big. Yeah.
No, they're like physically they're not
Oh,
Leviathan.
Goliath
Goliath.
Like the giant?
No.
Samson?
Philistines.
No, not the Philistines. They were like
Nephilim.
the Nephilim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would.
What are you trying to say, Mason?
What? I'm just trying to think of children's names.
Just go to the
Nephilim?
first chapter of Matthew. You just scroll your finger down, and then
Nephilim.
boom.
Or go to
Boom.
Deuteronomy. That'd
Nephilim.
be the better place to go.
You know, if you're fundamentalist enough, Nephilim might be actually an appropriate name for your boy.
I don't think so.
So true.
Depends on how much you support Trump. So, all right. Well, all right. Here's the thing. I love emo. All these folks love emo, including people that drink gallon water drugs. Jesus.
What?
He's got to be hydrated for his 3 hours.
He's hydrated, man.
You're just drinking gallon. I'm the last time I saw that was somebody who was really into Imagine Dragons. So I'll just be honest.
Hey, Mason used to do that back in college, just so you know.
Well, there's a reason why I liked what I liked. So
You didn't like Imagine Dragons in college, so.
here's the thing, Zach, is you are wearing a jersey. You
Mhm.
don't have to drink things out of a container as if you wear a jersey.
I don't understand this association you're
Yeah.
making.
I don't either.
And
It
also,
feels very sporty.
I will
Feels
say,
so sporty.
well,
I'm going to put gallon of water into traits of men who work out in Converse and Vans.
that's fine. You know,
Not in a
here's
weird
why I have
way.
a gallon of water. Here's why I have a gallon of water. When I'm in Sterling, Virginia for school, I don't like to make myself feel too homey because I don't want to. I want to go home, and so I keep water up here so I don't have to go down to the kitchen and get water. I want to have something to drink while I'm up here without having to go down and refill it. So I don't normally drink water from gallon jugs. That's what I'm saying. I have it here because I can stay hydrated and not go downstairs to get water.
I think it's convenient.
That's why I do this.
It's convenient.
The point is it's circumstantial.
Smartest an emo guy has ever been.
I think it's luxuries of modern capitalism.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
You're it's like Chris Carabo level. Oh, you can just drink water whenever you want. Oh, I didn't realize we were all in Dashboard Confessional. We just have water whenever we want.
know what on earth was
You
being
don't know
talked
what
about
Mason's
here.
talking about either.
I'm just saying water seems like a luxury, and I didn't realize May was.
Well, Mason, for some, water is a luxury. Luckily,
Ooh.
it's not for me yet. But
Because you don't
if
live in a
Nestle has
communist
anything
country
to
is what you're
say about
saying.
it,
Oh, sorry.
It's true. It's true. All right. Let's finish this up. So, you know what? Emo's great. We're all big fans of it. Uh, I love like arguing about emo. I love arguing about any music genre, and this is just it's fun. It's fun to hang out with friends and just argue about music. And even though I understand that I won, it's great to get the last word and
By
sound
cheating.
out this episode, and understand that I won. So thank you all for understanding that I win, and thank you all for listening to an episode like this where I get to win. So thank you.
yep. All
Yep.
The
right.
luxury of
Cool,
having the
man.
last word is what you're talking about.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me too.
Yeah, thank
Dude,
you.
that was fun.